Hi dear. Meanwhile, I guess people can put questions.
लिंक ग्रुप में पोस्ट होने का है वो एक बार वो चला जाए एक बार कोई ग्रुप पे जाके लिंक चेक करो सही इसमें हो रहा है या नहीं सारे लोग वहीं से तो अटेंड करेंगे ना अच्छा मैं यूट्यूब पे ढूंढ लिया हूँ कौन कौन से बैठे हैं वो तो ग्रुप से पकड़ लो ग्रुप से है हो रहा है so we can start
Right. So I'll open it from my side.
yes
Okay. So meanwhile, other members are joining. I would request everyone to put up their questions. अभी डायरी हटा दें.
एक सेकंड ना वैसे ही रख लो पार्टिसिपेंट आईडी मैं सर को अनम्यूट कर सकता हूं सर की सुननी पड़ेगी
Cool. Yeah. So mic testing. All good. Thanks. Yeah. So I would request all the participants to put up some questions so that we can start the session. I 11 of the topics. So I plan to take 5 of them as of now. We'll go with others in later on maybe. But I'm open to all type of questions. There's nothing like that, you know. So I request everyone to please keep posting questions. Yeah. So my company name is Techamania, but currently I'm presenting Director of Alumni Affairs. I've been here from last couple of 2 years. We have been doing a lot of work with a big team. That's how it is. And my organization operates near in Chennai. Yeah, that's all about me. Anything else you guys want to know? Feel free to share questions so that we can have more interactive event. Okay, how we became successful entrepreneur? Great question. Again, this entrepreneurship journey has a lot of up and downs, and how people define success is again a big thing. There's no particular definition for it. But what I speak out to student is, it's better if you have a good amount of money coming in, for serving your life, plus happiness, a good amount of happiness. That serves the purpose, I guess, and that's all about it. So we have the basic part of an entrepreneurship journey is to have a good competing product where a good unique selling point is there in the product, and that's how you go about in the market and go about doing and making happy customers. That's all about it. Yeah. Any other questions meanwhile? Or you want me to take the topics? I have planned 5 topics for you all. Is it okay if I go it now or later? Okay, great. Okay, so what kind of skills do you look for in your employees? So when we as in the current scenario, it's not about more on GD and aptitudes. It's more about how a person will take up the initiatives in an organization. That's the first very important part. Second one is problem solving skills and how you can support an organization in overall development or overall domains. Correct. By overall domains, I doesn't mean you should be an technical guy and management guy, but a mix of it. You should know okayish technical knowledge plus management skills, good management skills in different sectors like finance, operations, or whatever. Correct. So that gives a good bunch of good personality person to an employer, so that they can hire you, and it becomes much easier. And one major and very important factor is about the vision. So how good vision you set for yourself and the company, that will matter a lot. That will surely give you a high chance to get selected. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. What is the best way to approach a company for an internship? Great. So yeah, what I have observed, that's a very good question. I guess very few questions people come up with such questions, because many of the students are not reaching out to companies. That's the biggest fault. But being on this side, if you want to approach a company, the best part is go and check out their company profiles, mission, vision, what company is trying to do. Connect some employees from the particular company, take inputs from them. What is the work culture before applying? Because these are very important points to be considered. If you're really targeting a good internship, maybe a international internship, this is very important. So once you know about the employer, what a company is expecting, and where they are trying to grow, in what certain domains, which projects, you can have a better idea, and then you can frame up your content in that way while approaching. And again, the best approach could be the personalized approach if possible. Go and meet in person if it's accessible to your nearby place. Not then approach on email with a proper follow-up in next 3 to 4 days. Follow up by a calling, maybe try out getting a number from the same company HR, and try to do a follow-up in next 3 to 4 days. That's how I could recommend you on that. Yeah. How to balance professional and personal life? Yeah. So I got this question yesterday also from one of the students. That's quite a good question. Very good question, actually. And it's a very tough call. I know balancing professional and personal life is really difficult. But I would recommend you all to go on down, on ground skills and learn practicing time management here. We can give whole 1 hour lecture on time management, but let come down on the point. So this very important thing, when you see a 24-hour clock cycle, try dividing the clock cycle in major four domains. One can be a personal life, one can be professional life, and one can be your relaxing time or upgrading time. These four domains, you can divide your time frames and then start working. This is one input. Another input is start giving 15 minutes for particular organization or teams you're working with. And I'm very pretty sure, if you are very good with your mind, and you're very good at solving problems and creating ideas, I guess that 15 minutes is really worth. If you start focusing your mind fully 100% of it at one place. So in that 15 minutes, dedicate that time to an organization you're working with, and then move on. So imagine you are doing a project, spend 15 minutes on that, get out some good creative ideas or points out of it, then move it to the next project, and then you can go like that probably. So it's better not to spend a lot of time on one organization. If you're working with a couple of extracurricular groups and whatever, correct, startups or incubation or teams, like big teams like alumni offices and all. So it is always recommended to distribute your time in that pattern of 15 minutes each. And another pattern you can use for studying and all is 40 minutes of studying time and 15 minutes of relaxing time. These are the two important points which I would like to give you all. And if you're not able to do productive work, so there's a process for that. Take out a diary, write down all the tasks you have been doing from morning to evening, and write down in time and out time of that. So then you can understand how productively you are doing that, and rate the time, that work profile. Like imagine I am doing a task, I'm making a report, a vision planning report for an organization, correct? So imagine I write down the report, I should feel that what is lagging in that. So on the base of 10, I should rate it, how much I am giving to it. Imagine I'm giving 7, then I should understand why it is only 7, how I can jump into 8 or 9, and I should figure out the reason and go into that. Yeah, great. Yeah, so we can go with the next question. You can have cross questions also. I guess you can have. It would be better, Ankit. If you can do a cross questioning, will help the audience to understand. I guess many people have not joined till now. Is it so? Okay, cool, fair enough. So, what is the most important knowledge, skills, or experiences? Correct. Yeah. Knowledge. Okay, obviously, knowledge can be it can be everlasting and can be taken with time. Skills, you need to focus. imagine, as per your industry, if you are going to for AI, you should be working with data sets or whatever is required for you, correct? So that's very important in this college duration to gear up the skills. Experience will come with time. And a good question, here is, how many of us are gaining experience actually? I could see, I've observed, many members are not at all involved in many teams, correct? So when you're not involved, you're not actually experimenting yourself and not learning or getting experience out of it. So it's very important to start working with certain domains. It can be technical, non-technical. Start working with people to gain experiences, correct? So obviously, when you reach out a company into, imagine, marketing sector or technical sector, they might be very interested. They would be very interested actually to understand what kind of projects you have taken up in the college life, how capable you are in that certain technology or prospect, correct? And then they would address you the challenge to give solutions or provide whatever your insights are. And on that basis, they will give you a thumbs up. Or and the worst part, many recruitment drives, you'll not get a feedbacks. So that's really really tough call. Very few people will provide you a feedback on where you have to improve. And I guess that is one big disadvantage. You have to focus now itself and start giving a couple of more interviews to understand how we can get feedbacks from people, what I did wrong, what I did better. So this would help you all. So maybe if you want, I can take the next thing, the topic 2 which I've selected here is about the career matrix.
We have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we can go with the questions then. Yeah, I guess that's better. Yeah, with the questions also we can go. So what are the objectives of EDP? What is that exactly, EDP? May I get the more insights on that? What is that EDP? Any idea? Yep.
So 35 seconds का लगा दीजिए. So
Hmm. Sure. चलेगा. Yeah. I guess we can move to the next. Okay. 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 Fine. So maybe we can skip this question because I'm not, I guess, suitable person to answer this EDP. Maybe we have to clarify the definition a little bit. Hope you guys can hear me. Okay. The voice is okay. Fair enough. So how to face hardship in life? Correct. It's a very very important question, and I guess in a personal level, I've observed in a couple of scenarios, and once in a while it happens in a year or so, correct? And it's all about how and what helps you there is actually about your core values, on what values you're carrying from your home, correct? And what kind of spiritual knowledge you are gaining. And this is one very very important thing I would ask people or request all the students to start investing time on spiritual knowledge. By spiritual knowledge, I don't mean go about in a temple or a church and start praying. It's not about that. It's about getting the wisdom of knowledge, what is right, what is wrong, correct? Just let me give you an example, just an upfront example, okay? So I guess you might be able to relate to that example. Somebody is trying to promote a startup, and what they did is they made their dad's account on Quora, and they wrote a story on Quora that his dad is appreciating him. And I guess the most of the content is his. So these kind of small things we have to understand. Now coming up to the hardship, what kind of hardship you can face? You might be doing a project and it go totally wrong. You have been investing a 1 month time or 2 months time, and it's totally going wrong. By practicing wisdom and spirituality and all these things, you will have a different perspective of looking at it. So you will feel like what they say, about the testing of the bulb, correct? It didn't light up in the first 1,000 attempts. I guess 10,000 attempts, correct? So what the origin the person who was working on it, Thomas Alva Edison, correct? I guess it's fine. Yeah. So he understood that. He told members that I discovered 10,000 ways of not making a bulb, correct? So this, I guess, this should be the perspective from our side. How we have to deal with the things and observe them. And not and hardship will come in all the ways in your life. It can be, and again, if you go down to read Bhagavad Gita and all these spiritual guides and all, you'll understand that they have mentioned these things will be coming as a chakras. It will be there in your life from personal side, from family side, from friend circles. It will come all the way. It will come. Now it's all about how you deal with them in the best of the best way. So this is how it goes. I hope I been able to answer your questions. So that's what, so start working on the spiritual knowledge. Take a small time out of your busy schedule. Start investing some 20-25 minutes on somebody who you really inspire or admire. It might be some gurus, or it might be somebody who's really towards near your heart. Like I've been following APJ sir when he left us. There's a lot of knowledge. Again, it's not about religion. So what I'm talking about is wisdom and knowledge, correct? So you have to know very well what does that mean, and in the upper level you have to start observing the things, not just from the kind of religious point of view, or maybe nationality point of view. It is more than that. So once you reach that level, you get more kind of decision making power for the people, correct? So this is how I would take it up on that. Yeah. So anything else apart from this? Yeah. How we became good communicator. Okay, so there's a story behind it, I guess. Yeah, I would like to share a story here. Yeah, failures and success. So what happened exactly is, I've been telling a lot of students, in the third year there's a PD classes which happens for all of us, correct? So we have been asked to give an introduction for just a practice kind of thing for a job interview. And when I was practicing that, when I was in front of the audience, I was actually not feeling good, okay. And then what happened, my faculty advisor asked me to do it again and again because I was getting stuck. I was mixing English and Hindi sometimes, something like that, and it was some sort of fear inside me. And you'll not imagine, I'll just left the classroom. But what happened after that is, again, what I learned is a value of a good friend after that. When I went to my room and I discussed with my best friend, he recommended me a book which I started reading. And I just read the first page of it. I didn't read the whole book. And it gave me the power of, the importance of doing communication. It mentions, when you communicate, you start sharing knowledge with people that might help them in later run. So this one small lesson which I learned out of it, it really helped me. Apart from that, what I did is, whenever you fail in life, try to understand the reason behind it. So I observed the reason. There was a lady sitting in front of me which I was not comfortable with, because she kind of class topper and I'm an average student. So that kind of complexity was there, so it happened that way, but that's fine. It's the part of learning. But what I did after that is, made a promise that I would like to be a public speaker, correct? And that's how, that's kind of when you start taking these promises, it helps you in growing in life, correct? So I guess these kind of challenges and failures, you have to take it up and start working on it. So I started investing a lot of time, and still I dream. I've dreamed day and night. And speaking in front of a crowd of 4,000, 5,000, and that's how it is. So once you start practicing all this, it will help you. And I guess I have till now I've spoke to at least some 400-500 students, in a bigger crowd. So that's how it works, correct? Then that's how you grow up. And if you need any tips on the communication side, if you really need it, then I have one suggestion, which I guess many people are not able to follow up, or normally people don't give it. So it should be, follow only one content, correct? So imagine you take an English movie. If you really want to improve your English, correct? Take one movie, have the content, what do you say? The content would be written subtitles. Yeah, take out subtitles, and view that movie at least couple of times, 5 to 6 times, not in a continuous pattern. At least in a month's time or a week's time, you should start seeing that. Now why I'm telling this connection is, when you are a small kid, correct, nobody's teaching you language, but you start speaking Tamil, English, Hindi, whatever is your mother tongue, because you hear a lot the same terms, correct? So when you start listening that content, it will help you to regain and register that content, and then you can start using it. So this is what my one of my important take on this communication side is. I actually frankly watched a movie at least 20-25 times till now, and that's helped me a lot. Yeah. Maybe yeah. Next question. Yeah.
So we have two more questions.
Sure.
And we have remaining one of the topic for 15 minutes and
Perfect.
then we end it as well.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. The company focuses on our co-curricular activities, or should we give academics or entire focus? So I guess, in a bigger crunch, if you want to see, if you are an average student, then I would recommend you all to focus on both side of skills, correct? Technical and non-technical, because it will help you to offer more value adding services to an organization, correct? Imagine if you want to go into any technical domain also, it can be in bigger organization. And this is a small trend. If you can follow it up, in a later run, when you gain experience of 5 to 6 years, you actually jump into the management side. In most of the cases, I can say almost 80% of the cases happens like that. you'll be into technical development for a very certain early age of your time, correct? So it's better to practice all these extracurricular and whatever management skills you're getting. To be on the straightforward, yeah, if you have a competent skill on the technical side, you are actually given a lot of value. Now imagine, I guess few of the students, when they get placed at Amazon and Google and Microsoft, they really have a good set of skills in coding and designing or whatever they are good at, and that is one particular reason they are being hired, correct? And that they do after practicing that particular area in the certain field, and with different projects, or working with different clubs, and that's how it helps you to grow, correct? But for the major chunk of the people like us or average student, I would recommend to go with both the sides, because during my past interaction with one of the alumni, 91 batch, he was recommending us now, and he owns a company. He is recommending whenever a company wants to hire anyone, they need more kind of set of skills other than just one focus skill. Because this is what is a culture coming up now as a consultant, correct? So what do you mean by consultant? Consultant is a person who have bit of technical skills, who can even do marketing, sales for you, and represent a company, and take care of their services also. What they're expecting, he can understand in a better way and deliver them. So it comes under one chunk, all the kind of thing. So it is recommended to go for both kind of equally set of skills on different extracurricular curricular, and that would help you to gain good jobs, yeah. But you are if you're desperate and you know very well that you're very good at coding or some certain skills, then start focusing 80% of your time on that. At least 20% you can give it to other set of skills. That would surely help you in getting into core companies, yeah, getting into core companies. Yes, sir. Can we go with the next question? Sure. Yeah. Can you give some tips on portfolio development? Okay, as I've been telling you all, if you want, I have a list of your full portfolio, what you have to maintain in your 4 years of college life. Uh, but in rough way, I could say, at least in an overview way, if you want, for almost all profiles, it is good to go with at least two minor projects and one or two major projects, whereby you should be able to publish a paper. One in and paper again recommended on the international side and national side. If it is one at this I'm telling after seeing a lot of people who are doing profile analysis for your MS programs, MBAs and all, this overall profile works there, and a little bit of teamwork experience. So this is again for an average profile. If you want to go extend your comfort zone and you want to do a lot of work, then you can be handling somewhere like social media accounts, or you can be a editor in a newsletters or something, so any other set of domains which can be utilized in your nearby journey, correct? And you can be a social media campaigner. I had one person, one of a junior who was placed in Amazon now. He has been doing that. He was running a Facebook page, and very well, is interesting. Very interestingly, a lot of campaigns there, and that's what he had a very clear cut idea on what type of post should go on what timings. Correct? If it's like a post targeting students, it should be released after 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. And if it's a post like for a people early, like late 80s people or 60s people, it should go around 7 or 8 o'clock, because when they that's the time when they get free, and then they start using Facebooks and all. So that's kind of knowledge you get when you start practicing. So my take on that is, two mini projects, two major projects, two research paper, one international, one national. This is at least this should be there if you want to maintain a good profile, aiming in top colleges, and apart from that also, I would recommend, if you can get some certain moral skills like cultures. People actually love at top MBA colleges, people love uh, a student having a good hands-on on cultural side also, correct? Because that helps them to build the brand. Now let me give you an example of why I'm jumped into cultural side again, correct? So there's a very high chance a student who have taken ten students who are doing good in cultures, they might become a big celebrity next 10 years or 20 years, and that would help a lot of brand value adding to an institution. And that's why I'm saying, so you can be a sports person, you can be a cultural guy, that's how it is. So I guess we are done with the question now. If you want me to touch a few other points, I'll just take another 2 minutes on each points, and then we can have QA and A if people are there. Why only two people are there, I don't know, but then that's, yeah. Okay, two participants are there, fair enough. But you are having viewers there? 20 viewers, good, fair enough. So you can ask them to put up the questions if they are interested. So hardship we have covered. Now I'm only left with two topics. You want, I can touch up more if some audience is asking that. Yes, yes, yes. So another topic which I've taken up is personality development. People have mentioned there. So personality development comes with two, three major set of things should be there. One is your inner connect should be there with whatever you're trying to do. Imagine you want to go for jogging and you want to become good with your body shapes and all. You should have an interconnect. Now interconnect, what I mean by interconnect is you should feel in your mind that, boss, when I will develop this body, people will appreciate it, I would look better, I would have more confidence. So that kind of inner connect should be there whenever you're targeting any personality related things, correct? Just thinking that I'll go for a jogging next morning will not help. You have to imagine first, when I look good, people will appreciate me. That's why I have to start it. So always find this why, correct? If you know why, then it will help you to gear up the things, you know. That comes second thing is dedication. So once you are on the track, make sure you're spending good amount of time on that, correct? And as far you guys are using gadgets and all, correct, you would have seen that it asks for an updates every 7 days, 1 month, so correct, 3 months, correct? That update you should keep in your system also. So always make sure start investing 1 hour or at least 15 minutes to your updating, correct? Now updates can be into certain domains. Again, for me, what I do is I want to take an area of leadership, correct? So what I do is I find out list of leaders and I start following them every month. So whenever I go and finish my work in night, after 9 o'clock onwards, I'll spend one video or two video on that particular leader for a couple of months. Once his all videos are done, I've taken good amount of knowledge, then I jump to the other leaders. Or what you could do is take imagine you're learning artificial intelligence. Get a good book on artificial intelligence, start reading it on a side basis. And again, this should not be on creditable basis only. You should not have a push on that. Just do it from your heart. And when you start doing it from the heart, you'll get very awesome results. So this is 1 2 points I would like to share on that. Perfectly fine. Yeah, this is what I've covered. And then last topic which I want to touch up is again leadership, correct? So what we mean by leadership, and what kind of definition we have. You might have all different kind of definitions for this term, correct? Terminology. But in short, what I have learned so far is it's all about promoting people who are with you. And if every person is getting to the next level, working with you, I guess the leadership is good, fair enough. And now, how to practice this leadership is again what I discovered a few months back and few, I guess, 6 months back is it's all about how you make decisions, correct? So imagine you have one chocolate, correct, and you want to enjoy alone. That's bad leadership. If you have five people around and you start distributing one to everyone, now you see the disadvantage, correct? Now you might be a 21-year-old guy listening to this video, that's fine. Chocolate might sound good for you, but when you jump to your 30s and 40s, that sugar thing content, in that chocolate will be very disastrous for you. So imagine now you can practice the leadership here also. At the age of 30, you should start distributing. Similarly, you can do it now itself, correct? You can start distributing the content, and the more people will eat, the more people will enjoy. So that's how it works. So what I discovered here is whenever you start making decisions, you can try this pattern sometime, and it might surely help you on that. So start making a decision on the country level first, then you can go to the world level, then go to the society level, then family level, and then personal level. I've been practicing for a couple of time, and I've been seeing all the top leaders who have practiced this pattern. Actually, if you see, for example, that APJ sir, or Swami Vivekananda, or any other gurus and big shots in life, or maybe the Dalai Lama, correct? So they are live examples who have practiced this kind of patterns. And I would recommend you all, if you really want to become a big leader, it is actually easy. And again, I was following one of my mentor. Just one last line. He said one beautiful line. You don't need a tag to be a leader. So people who have a tag for the leadership are not sure to be a good leader, correct? So I guess it starts on us. It's not about tag. So you have to take again, the leadership is all about again. I was working with one of my team members, and I said that they are really good guys. And if you see, almost 99% people are all awesome people. Only thing they are not able to get kind of into their own state, where they can do something productive. And I was trying to understand the reason behind it. So the reason behind is we were not able to offer them the leadership position they wanted to hold. And the moment we started this position things, we started giving them freedom to take the leadership position, and things are going great. And that's how it works. So it's all about, in short, empowering people next to you. And here I would like to end up my session, my talk. If you have any other questions and all, you can just shoot it up so that we can take it up. So we'll wind up the session now, as my host have directed me. Thank you so much for joining the session. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep rocking. Please do pass your feedback so that we can improve the session. and do much better. Keep talking. Bye bye.